Judy, roll call please.
John Dooley,
Here.
Jim Pruett,
Here.
Horace Reese, Don Whipple,
Here.
Bill Ernstis.
Present. Okay, approval of the agenda. I have a change, an addition to it. Under Paul Schaefer, BF&S, there'll be one about property owner visits that Don and I did. So we'll add that into the agenda. Okay. Accept a motion to approve the agenda as modified.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Judy, would you want to read the minutes from the last meeting, please?
City of Greensburg, Indiana, Board of Aviation Commissioners, Tuesday, July the 23rd, 2018. Call to order. President Bill Ernstis called the meeting to order at 7 p.m. Roll call. Board members present were Bill Ernstis, John Dooley, Horace Reese, and Don Whipple. Paul Schaefer of BF&S, Mayor Dan Manis, and Board Attorney Don Tribbett were also present. Board member Jim Pruett and Airport Manager Jerry Scheitler were also absent. Judy Kerr performed the duties of secretary. Agenda approval. The meeting agenda was reviewed. Bill Ernstis noted that Board Attorney Don Tribbett should be added to the agenda under new business after Paul Schaefer. Don Whipple made a motion and Horace Reese seconded the motion to approve the agenda as amended. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Minutes. Judy Kerr read the June 25th, 2018 minutes. Bill Ernstis noted that under old business, QT AV Fuel, the minutes should be changed to read after discussion. John Dooley made a motion and Don Whipple seconded the motion to purchase the QT AV Fuel system for $13,245. Bill Ernstis was shown as seconding the motion instead of Don Whipple in the original draft. Also under comments from the board and/or public, Bill asked that the following statement be added to the minutes. Bill Ernstis noted that the city clerk treasurer's office did not supply the required signature documents for the board meeting for the last 3 months. Don Whipple made a motion and John Dooley seconded the motion to approve the minutes as amended. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0. Financial report. John Dooley read the financial report. Old business. Possible new hangar. John Dooley reported that there will be no further action at this time regarding the new hangar. Prospective renters are traveling and will contact John as soon as they are able to meet. QT AV Fuel. Bill Ernstis reported that the QT AV Fuel card reader system has been ordered, and the Sparling low-lead fuel pump assembly replacement is being painted, and Jerry will make arrangements to pick it up in Taylor, Michigan when he returns from Oshkosh. 2019 budget. John Dooley presented the 2019 budget for review of some minor changes. Don Whipple expressed his concern that there may not be enough excess to prevent a shortage in the budget. The new 2019 budget total is $69,968. After discussion, Horace Reese made a motion and John Dooley seconded the motion to accept the budget as presented. The motion passed by roll call vote 3-0. Don Whipple abstained. Bill will deliver a final copy of the budget to the clerk treasurer's office tomorrow. New business. Paul Schaefer of BF&S. Paul reported that on July the 3rd, 2018, the Federal Aviation Administration announced its approval of a finding of no significant impact record of decision, the FONSI ROD, on the 2018 final environmental assessment at the Greensburg Municipal Airport, Greensburg, Indiana, to implement the replacement and realignment of runway 18-36 to runway 1-19 project. Paul noted that the environmental assessment document is 637 pages long. A notice for publication of the FAA approval of a finding will be published in the Greensburg Daily News tomorrow, July the 24th, 2018, in order to inform the public of the Federal Aviation Administration's decision. The new runway will be 5,405 foot long by 100 foot wide and will include all new airfield lighting and navigational aids. The project will require the acquisition of approximately 154 acres of land. Paul noted that since the following grants were subject to EA approval, Therefore, the signing of the EA documents allows the closeout of documents AIP 7 for a federal share of $14,673 and a state share of $193.05, and AIP 12 partial pay request number 1 for a federal share of $45,000 with a state share of $2,500. The next step is submittal of the 2018 grant application for the final design of the runway. Due to the quick turnaround requirement on the grant document, 48 to 72 hours, Paul requested that the board make a motion to approve the president and the board attorney be authorized to sign the 2018 grant document if the grant application arrives before the next board meeting. Don Whipple made a motion and Oris Reese seconded the motion to approve that the board president and board attorney be authorized to sign and return the grant application to the FAA if it arrives before the next board meeting. The motion passed unanimously, 4-0 by roll call vote. Bill also asked that Andrew Masimovich of BFNS be allowed to meet with the Greensburg clerk treasurer to review upcoming processes. Don Trivett of Trivett Law. Don congratulated the board on the FAA approval of the environmental assessment. He complimented them on their hard work and patience while working through the process and looks forward to working with the board toward the completion of the new runway project. Airport managers report. In Jerry Scheidler's absence, Bill Ernst has reported that the existing hangars are full. Bill also noted that one evening recently, Jerry Scheidler had got some kids playing on top of the Jet A fuel tank. He contacted K-Fab to design and construct 2 guards with locks, one for each ladder, to prevent another incident. The total cost was $910. Approval of bills. Bill Ernst has presented the bills for approval. Bill noted that the entry for Jerry Scheidler's payroll check has not been listed on the bills for the last 3 months. However, Jerry has been receiving a payroll check. Bill will contact the clerk treasurer to see if Jerry's check is being taken out of the city general fund instead of the airport account. Don Whipple made a motion and John Dooley seconded the motion to approve the payment of bills as listed. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote 4-0. Comments from the board and or public. Tom Fleming of the WTRE representative questioned why the public notices were not made available to the radio station for publication. Paul Schaefer stated that Indiana Code IC 5-3 defines the media source as a printed paper of general circulation. Media adjournment and next meeting date. There being no further business before the board, John Dooley made a motion and Oris Reese seconded the motion to adjourn the meeting. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote 4-0, and President Bill Ernst has adjourned the meeting at 7:23 p.m. The next meeting will be held on Monday, August the 27th, 2018, at City Hall at 7 p.m.
Any changes? It's a long one.
Drink that again.
I accept the motion to approve. Accept.
I move we accept the minutes as read and published.
Do I second? Second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Now,
I'm abstaining on that. I wasn't here.
okay, we have had a bunch of, quite a few minutes that didn't get signed, but they didn't send them back down to us on the appropriate paper, at least that's what I've been told. They are here. What I'd like for you, each after the meeting, go through each one of them, and if you were present, sign on for each of the meetings.
Yeah, and it'll say on the roll call.
Yeah, you see it on the roll call if you were here. Okay. John?
Financial report. Financial report for the Greensburg Municipal Airport. Under the airport improvement account, we have a balance of $32,760.12. Under the aviation rotary fuel account, we have $50,558.26. And under airport operations, $136,662.91. The combined total of all 3 accounts, $219,981.29.
Okay.
I don't know what mine says. Not what mine says either.
What does it say?
Mine says, year-to-date, Airport improvements, $32,760.12.
That's what we got.
Aviation rotary fuel, $56,152.40.
That's what I got here.
Airport operations, $140,082.69.
Okay, we got a different one here then.
Total all three accounts.
You got the two of those, 228?
228, 995, 29.
Okay, hold on, this may be,
That's the one.
that's July. Okay, let's go with that again.
Yeah.
Let's go with that again here.
Okay, John, do that again.
Okay, airport improvements, $32,760.12. Rotary fuel account, $56,152.40. Operations fund, $140,082.69. And we're combined at $228,995.21. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, John, airport hangers.
Okay, first item under old business, the possibility of new hangars. I did get a phone call from Paul Freeland. He was speaking for himself and the other interested party, Chad Miles. They said they're still interested, but they're going to put it on ice for a while. There's still some, they're currently involved, the Batesville Airport hangar there, at least one of them is, and it's unclear whether they're going to stay there or move, or they'll be able to stay there or have to move, and they're kind of in flux right now. And they said we are still interested, but they want to put the whole thing on ice for the time being until they find out how things are going to shake out down there. So basically there'll be no action required from them. They want us to keep in contact with us, and they may very well call us again and express further interest, or they may not.
I guess I'd move to table that.
Well, there's nothing. There's no motion to. There's nothing to table.
We're just keeping it on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Jerry? QT?
Okay, we have received the new fuel pedestal from QT Technologies. We've also received the new 100 low lead gas pump from Sparling. And in the near future, we're going to be getting those both installed and hopefully working up to date and all the other stuff that goes with that. So anyhow, they're both here. And moving on down, as far as the hangars, we do have one fella sold his airplane because he can't keep his medical anymore, and we're going to have a hangar available by the 1st of September. But I got 2 possibilities of people that I can call and see if they're interested in it. So we'll be back full again probably shortly. That's pretty well all I got.
Paul?
Yes, sir. The grant motion that you all made last month, I'd like to get an extension, another motion to extend that past this meeting. The motion was pretty clear that it was, if it arrived before this meeting. The grant has not arrived before this meeting, but we do anticipate it certainly before October 1st. So if we could get a motion to extend that authorization for the board president and Don Tribbett to sign the grant if it arrives.
So moved. Second.
Roll call vote, please, Judy.
No.
John Dooley,
Yes.
Jim Pruett,
Yes.
Don Whipple,
Yes.
Bill Ernst.
Yes.
Okay, because the grant hasn't been processed, we have not been out to have the meeting with the city clerk just yet, but Andrew Maximovich and I will come up and meet to
Okay.
refresh everybody's memory on that process. And the last thing I'd like to remind you all is the AAI conference is October 9th, 10th, and 11th, with the bulk of the conference being on the 10th, which is a Wednesday. It's in Evansville, Indiana. The rooms will go up, or the hotel room block expires the first week of September. So if you want to book your room here, probably
Where in Evansville are the meetings going to be?
it's going to be at the Doubletree Conference Center down there. is on the Aviation website now. Did you want me to report on anything else, Bill?
I
With
think
respect
that's
to?
it.
All right.
Aren't you gonna introduce your special guest?
Oh, yeah, you might recognize Don Manley, retired from Butler, Fairman, and Seifert, and he just wanted to come out here and congratulate you all on your environmental approval. He spent many years laboring on that, so it was a happy day for him too when he found out that document was approved. So.
Yeah, we retired Don, and I was afraid we were gonna retire you before you got.
Well, it was questionable, wasn't it? So, thank you for your time.
Okay. Next, property owner visits. Don and I visited with Robbinses, Hastings, and we met with the Goddards and the mayor here in the office here in Greensburg. And then I met with Beggs, Norwald, and Sturchy, and we got permission to go on the lands for surveying and for the appraisals. They'd like to have someone with these people when they're on the land, and we agreed to that, except Goddards did not give us a yes on that, and Koors has never responded to a letter or 3 phone calls left on their answering machines. So that's where we stand on those, and Don, would you like to take it over there?
Yes. I'd like to make a motion. I make a motion that this board authorize and direct its attorney, Donald J. Trivett, to pursue legal action only if necessary to obtain access to properties needed for the runway relocation and realignment for survey and appraisal purposes in the event a property owner advises this board that such access will not be permitted.
You made the motion, is that right?
That is correct.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Any discussion?
I do not like the wording on this. I think it's too, I don't like the wording. As an attorney, language is really important, and I can see some possible loopholes in this thing. So I'm voting against this solely on the basis of taking a look at the language itself.
Roll call vote, please, Judy.
John Dooley,
Yes?
Jim Pruett,
No.
Don Whipple,
Yes.
Bill Armstrong.
Yes. Okay. You do your report right there?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Approval of the bills.
I'd like some discussion with the bills first, if we could, Mr.
Yes.
President. Couple of things on here. One, we have 2 invoices from QT Pod, just to clarify. One of the invoices, I think, should be paid and the other not paid. There's a smaller invoice for $3,495. That's an invoice that we would be charged if we did not return
Correct.
parts. Jerry, if you could tell us a little bit about that, or what you know.
Basically, when we bought the new one, if we ordered for a certain date, they would offer we could send back our old unit they could use it for parts then, and that $3,000 some is what the allowance was for that.
Right, if we don't send it back, we'll pay that, but they've got it as an invoice here to pay, but I think we should
Right.
not pay that
That's
portion.
correct.
Pay the 13,000 plus invoice and not pay the 3,000 some invoice. That's kind of a premature invoice really, since we've not had the opportunity to return those parts.
And I talked to QT this evening, and that's what they said. Don't pay it unless we decide not to send things back, then we would be invoiced for it, so. we're not
Yeah, they said we had
paying
like 30 days to send it back. I hope we
that. 30 days sales cash.
see how that works out. The other item on the bills for discussion, it's just a matter of classification. It's a bill we should owe. The Assured Partners, the insurance bill, it's classified under here as workman's compensation. But then we got this other sheet for Assured Partners, and it's insurance for property insurance plus inland marine plus auto insurance, and it doesn't list workman's compensation there at all. It looks like it's a proper insurance bill, but if this reads correctly, it should not be workman's compensation.
Is the amount the same?
The amount's the same. The amount's the same. We paid that same company workman's compensation last month, and that was legitimate, and I'm thinking they just didn't have it classified as the proper type of insurance. So I would certainly pay that, but we'll get with the city clerk treasurer, make sure that's just classified properly under what type of insurance.
I have a question about the first item on the bill. Airport improvement,
Yep. That was money moved over to the airport improvement fund
from where?
from out of our airport operation fund. We have excess
Yes.
above what was budgeted.
Okay.
That's where it came from.
Okay.
We had voted for that some time ago, and they're just getting around to getting it done and paid for.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
But I would move we pay the bills all except for that smaller QT pod invoice. Referring to the $3,495 invoice.
I'll second the motion.
Roll call vote, Judy.
John Dooley,
Yes, paid.
Jim Pruett,
Yes, both.
Don Whipple,
Yes.
Bill Erstis.
Yes. Okay. Any comments from the board or the audience? Okay, if not, accept the motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
No, I want to keep it.
It's at 3:30.